dame el jugo.
Yo, this is Give Me the Juice where Rena, Nana's not here tonight, but you'll have me and Sabrina. And you can find my podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, yoyouheard.com, streaming everywhere.
Yes.
And this evening, we have a special guest.
Hello.
Sabrina, correct me if I'm saying it wrong, your last name.
Servance.
Servance.
Same difference. As long as you're not calling me a servant, we're all good, like FedEx today.
Sabrina Servance. On episode 89. This is 89, yeah.
I couldn't get 69. Jeez. Just kidding.
But I'm so excited. Like, I was telling Nana from like way before, because we started this 2017, and I was like, we should get Sabrina on this, and she was like, we should, but let's wait until we get like more episodes in.
Oh my God.
I was ready. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself so everyone can know who you are? What do you do?
Gosh, it's so hard. Talking about yourself is so weird. I could talk about other people, but I always struggle talking about myself. But so yeah, I am originally from New York. I moved from Brooklyn. It's been almost 5 years now, which is wild. I don't feel like I've been gone that long. But yeah, I was on a reality show called Big Woman, Big Love, and it helped me start my blogging, modeling, influencing career, if you will. And yeah, it's been crazy ever since. It's been a crazy 5 years.
Really? Were you always like, I know you were always like into fashion. Was this like an opportunity for you like to bring that to like somewhere where you always wanted to bring it, like modeling? Was this something that was like, oh my God, this is my opportunity right now, being part of that reality show?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I know that, Big Woman, Big Love was centered around dating, but I definitely was like, I'm going to make it the fashion show of my life, even if 2 people see it. Those 2 people were 2 people that did not know me before, and that is how I treat every opportunity. So, I mean, I was like, my mother, who she lives in South Carolina, so she's not like she lived with me at the time, but she came to visit me, and my room was just like clothes everywhere. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I need to plan every outfit, every moment. It's a fashion show. And she was just like, are you really going to wear all these clothes? My producer was like, she thought I was crazy. And she's worked on like Housewives. And she was just like, she was used to it, but she was like, okay, I've got a fashion one on my hands. Great.
How did you get to like participate on that show? Did you apply somewhere or?
I did. So a guy that I had like a thing for who was not available, we all know how that is. He sent it to me because, especially back then, anyone who knows me well knows that like I've always complained about dating and how terrible it is. And so he was like, sick of hearing your mouth. And here's this casting, do it. And I was like, I'm not doing this. And I got really sauced, went to my friend's apartment and applied. And like they were like, why should we pick you? And I was like, why shouldn't you pick? You better pick me. I'm the shit. I'm funny. And I literally wrote that and I sent it in just like that.
Oh my God, that's cool though.
I gave the most Sabrina answers I could ever give. They were sassy, they were crazy, and then the next day I woke up and I was like, oh, I really did that. I really said that. I was like, oh God, but they called me. They were like, your personality is great. My first interview, I was saucy as hell again, and they were like, okay, this is you. I was like, yeah, this is me. It was great. Like, it was great.
You can't be too shy to go into a reality show like that. Like, I'm hearing now like blind dates or blind, what is it on Netflix? Love at First Sight?
Love is, yeah, or Love is Blind.
Yeah, Love is Blind. So everybody's like, you should apply. I'm like, hell no, I'm so shy. I wouldn't even know what the hell to say. Like when it comes
it's hard. I mean, I really think that having like a stage and theater background really helps me because even when I'm not feeling outgoing, I can like bring myself and my brain somewhere to a place where I can like, okay, I'm going to be like this today, and like doing improv and stuff really helps me because I have my days where I was like, oh, God, I have to talk. And I was just like, you know what? It's fine. This is fun. You're just being you. And there's nothing easier than being yourself, you know?
Right, right. And did you have to like how can I say this? Like, did you have to review any lines, or it was just you being you?
No, they literally like this. I think the best thing about our show was I was at home, I got to be myself, and that was the only way I ever would have done a reality show. Like, I couldn't do like a show where I had to live with people or anything like that because I'm real funny about my space. And yeah, they just pretty much like we would go somewhere, and my producer would be like, "Okay, go ahead," and I assumed that they would like tell me what to do, and I was just like, oh, you're not. I'm supposed to just like live, and that's what made it easier. I just kind of like was just being myself. I just had a camera in my face, which took getting used to because sometimes I forgot the camera was there and I was like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
And they were the ones who would set you up on these dates, right?
My friend Christina set me up on my dates. There was only 2 dates that the show helped me with because it's kind of hard to ask someone like, hey, do you want to go out with me? It's going to be on national TV.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard. So I didn't want the show to set me up because I felt like it would have been like a disaster. I was really trying to meet someone. So I did not want to be on TV like with a fake bad date. So my friend Christina was like integral. She was the one who I applied at her apartment. So she was part of the whole journey. So I was like, listen, if you know any single guys, and she was like, sure. So she would just like send my picture to people and be like, she's so cute. Like, do you want to go on a date with her? And then like I used to online date anyway, so I'm used to blind dating. So it wasn't so bad to me, but I was just like, I'm just doing it with a lot of people watching. And like some dates were harder than others, but it was fun. I was like, whatever, we're just gonna like just act like they're not there. Date me, look at these eyes. Ooh.
I mean, I'm glad that you have that personality that you have, because if it was to be me, I think I would probably like be so shy that I wouldn't even know what to say.
You are a quiet human. Like, I remember, like, it was just, I mean, it took you forever to get used to me. You were like, this girl's crazy. And I'd be like, talk to me.
All right, guys. So fun fact: we know each other from like 2009. Was it that we started JCPenney opened up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was at the Manhattan Mall, and that's where I met like my best friends now. Sabrina, we kept in touch with her. And when we first saw you at the reality show, we'd be like, "Oh my God, Sabrina!" It was so freaking exciting to see you there.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We already knew because that you were gonna make it somewhere out there because your personality and you were always like into fashion. So
you're so sweet. That's so cute.
So let me bring you back to your blog, right? A little like you started your blog after your reality show, or you had it already?
No, I started it after the show. I was mostly focused on like just networking and meeting everyone I could meet. But it's moving to Florida really like changed the tone of my life. And so it was last year. People have been bugging me forever. Start a blog, and I was like, I don't want to. But I mean, I love writing, and so last year I finally like sat down and started my blog. And like, blogs take time to build, which I'm okay with because that's how anything, you have to just start. So yeah, my blog's only a year old, but she cute.
I like it. But I was reading that I'm not sure if it was. I know I googled you. You came up, right? And then I started reading your little like biography or your blog, and you said that like you started it off by saying you're too fat to date. What is it? You're too fat to date. You're too pretty for a big girl. No one is ever going to love you until you lose weight. What do you expect? You're fat. Were these things said to you like to your face?
Yeah, those are things that people have said to me, whether it be in passing. I get that a lot, and it's like people feel more feelings about my body than I do, and it's a lot of times, and it's especially when it comes to dating anyway. And it's very strange to be in a position where someone's just like, "You're so pretty for a fat girl," and it's like, why can't I just be pretty? Like, why do you have to add the extra? It's like when someone's like, you sound so smart for a black girl, and I'm like, what are you trying to say? You know what I mean? It's like so obnoxious when people would say stuff like that to me. I would just be like, why? Like, as soon as you add the extra, it takes the compliment away.
And I hate the fact that they all that well, nowadays most of them are just like most men. They only look at like how you look like physically. They don't really try to get to know you as a person. And it sucks.
It does suck. And I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm tall, I got big old butt, like there's no hiding any of me. And that was like the hardest part of online dating because, you know, I never use any pictures where I look smaller or anything like that because there's no point in doing that because you're going to meet this person potentially and they're going to be like, whoa, you look different. And so I would always put on there like big bold letters, I'm fat, like don't come for me because I'll come for you. Like, like don't try to play me, you already know. And
Right.
that's like, it's the worst. I mean, but that's humans. We go off of physical beauty, and especially with how it is online now, like, I mean, dating apps, you just swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe. It's endless. So of course they're not talking to you. They're just like, she's pretty, she's pretty, she's ugly, she's pretty, she's pretty, she's pretty. I don't even know which way to swipe. I haven't done it in a long time. Right or left, who cares?
But it is true. It's true what you're saying. And I've tried the dating app and that shit does not work out for me because all they want is just to fuck, and I'm like, I'm not here for that. Like, I already know what I want, and I don't think I'm made to
Yes.
be in a dating app because I just can't. I
It's
can't.
hard. It's
Really
hard.
hard. It's like,
Even when they try to have a nice conversation and then if they're just like, speaking of sandwiches, I would like to sandwich you in your butthole, and you're like, okay, delete. I thought this was going good, but nope, gotta go.
for real, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I had
Everything.
there was
Everything's wrong with them.
like
Everything.
not too long ago, I was talking to this like teacher or whatever. I was like, okay, he seemed cool, whatever. Then he starts going to that side of him being all
Of course.
and then I was like, wait a minute, but you don't even know me like that. And he's like, well, what color do you like? I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Now that I know that you like the color purple, can I fuck you? Isn't that how every love story starts? No?
It's just so freaking funny. Like, I can't stand guys like that. Like,
Yeah.
I try to hide it or something. I don't
No, just like go out with me first before you're like, I sent you a dick pic. So do you like flowers? Like, it's too late.
Right, right. Well, growing up, you also used to get like made fun of.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? Because
I mean, I was bullied a lot growing up, and I think that's why it made it easier for me to have an online presence now, because like when people say stuff to me, I just brush it off. I used to be really shy, which I know is probably like impossible for you to believe, but I used to be very quiet and people would just say stuff to me. And then the older I got, I was like, I have to stick up for myself. And it just got to the point too where I realized no matter what size I was, no matter what I wore, no matter how I spoke, someone was going to have something negative to say. So there was no point in stifling myself and being quiet when someone's going to say something anyway. So it's like people bullied me and I still wore really weird outfits. I still was loud. I still had weird, crazy hair. I still like would write in Chinese when I didn't want to write in English. Like, I didn't care. I was just like, whatever, you're going to make fun of me. And that was so hard for the bullies because they were just like, no matter what we do to her, I mean, I'll never forget. This is like one of my favorites. It sounds terrible, but whatever. This girl, I used to wear like bell bottoms all the time. And I had some striped ones. Like, I saw them. I was like, these are so good. Like, these pants are amazing. My butt looked huge. My mom was like, Sabrina, I was like, my butt's big whether or not I'm wearing these pants. Who cares? So I wore them to school, and this girl just like, she was like, you look disgusting. You're too fat for those pants. Girl, I went shopping that weekend with my mother, bought more striped pants. I wore striped pants every day. And she just was like, what the fuck? And I was just like you hate stripes, I love them.
I feel like people who bully others are like miserable, and they do that because that makes them feel good about themselves.
Agreed. And I think a lot of people don't know how to live unapologetically. And I think that someone in my package who typically you would think, oh my God, I have to strive to be thin. I have to strive to look a certain way. And I don't do that. And when there's people who have that beauty, the standard beauty, if you will, and they're thin and all the things and they're sad, they look at me and they don't understand why I'm not. And so they pick on me because they're missing that part of them that has that happiness, that has that joy to express themselves. And I've had people who've bullied me before message me in the last few years and be like, I treated you that way because I was like miserable about how I felt about myself. And I just wish I could express myself. And I'm sorry I did that. And I was like, I figured, and thanks for apologizing. But, people don't know how to live and be authentic a lot of times. And it's so scary to see someone who typically should not feel that way just be like, who cares? I mean, I'm wearing a leopard bow on my head. Do you think I care? No.
And I love people like you because, like you said, some people, they take that so badly, the whole bullying thing, that suicide, and it's just so sad.
It is sad. And there's not enough people out here. I mean, I used to be extremely suicidal and I suffer from depression. I always have. I probably always will. But I do things to get myself in a better headspace. But it's like, it was one of those things where my will to live was stronger than my will to not want to live. And some people, it's not like that for them. And I used to hate when I would see someone getting bullied and I would just be like, like, what are you gaining by treating this person this way? Nothing. Like, let them be different. And I mean, every time I see a story now about these kids who get bullied to the point where they kill themselves, it makes me so sad because I'm like, oh, I wish I could have talked to them. You wish you could talk to every kid and tell them like the shit they're saying to you right now, like those people are not going to matter to you in a year. Just live. Like, it's hard, but like get through this day, get through these hours, get through this week, and like it'll just be so much better on the other side.
I totally agree. And look at you now. You became a model, reality star, and you have your blog. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I was looking at some of your pictures, and what is the monochromatic look?
So monochromatic is pretty much like when you just use. I got you, girl. It's just when you're like the mac and cheese look. I'm just kidding. No, that's just when you use one color. So like how that picture I posted today, how like everything was pink, my top, my lips, my eyes. Like I love doing stuff like that. I learned how to do my makeup myself because I did a fashion show once where they did not have my makeup color. And I mean, I went on the runway and I looked disgusting. And after that, I was like, never again. So I learned how to do my own makeup. I bring my makeup everywhere I go because you just never know.
Right. That is true.
So, yeah. But I mean, I love modeling. Like there are so many people who are like, even in the plus size community, who were very much like, they wouldn't acknowledge that I model. And they were just very like, ooh, she's not a model. But it's like, I've walked in New York Fashion Week every year for the last 5 years, except for last year was the first time I did it. So it's like I walk in New York Fashion Week. I've walked in Montreal Fashion Week.
Yes.
I've done so many runway shows. I've had 2 magazine covers. I modeled for a plus size brand, did their e-commerce for a long time. I was just in a bridal magazine last year. Like I work. So as much as you think I'm busted and crusted, she ain't.
Right. It's crazy. I don't know. They just be hating.
They do. I ignore them.
Right. That's like the best thing to do. Was modeling like ever? Oh, look who's coming, Nana. Was modeling
Nana
part of something you wanted to do?
Oh yeah. I remember my senior year of high school. I was always obsessed with fashion. Always, always, always. Like anything artsy was my outlet. And I was gonna go to school to be a doctor. And hi.
Hi.
Look at that pretty face.
Hi, how you doing?
How's your tooth?
It's all right. I need to go to the dentist.
Teeth are stupid.
Yeah, they are.
They're so stupid. Oh, but yeah, what the hell was I saying? I wanted to go to school to be a doctor for a long time, and my senior year of high school, we went to like tour all the schools. I was doing all the applications, getting acceptance letters, doing all the things, and then I just like something hit me. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I like fashion. So I went to my mom and I was like, by the way, I'm not going to school to be a doctor anymore. And you would think I told her Santa Claus wasn't real, because she like panicked, and she was like, oh my God, because I'm the youngest, I'm the only girl. School was not a big thing for my brother. So she was just like, you are going to be the one to go to college and do the things. And I was like, I'm still going to go to college. I'm just going to school for fashion. And she was like, no, reject it. And I mean, I was like devastated, but I still did my damn thing. And I was like, I'm going to show you, damn it, that fashion is good. I can make money. And now she's all like, she's a freaking stalker. She goes on my Facebook. She prints out my pictures. She has an Instagram now, which she doesn't think I know that she has Instagram, but I saw her name pop up. So it's like, now she stalks me and she's like so proud, but that makes me happy because like we all want to make our family proud, you know? So I'm just like, she tells everyone she wanted to model and do runway and design forever. And I said, no, I'm glad she didn't listen. And I'm like, I'll be listening to you. That's not what I do.
Right.
Right. That's good that you went and fought with your dreams.
I mean, you just have to fight for your dreams, like always. People are always going to tell you not to do something, or they're scared for you, so they tell you not to. But I mean, the worst that can happen is you try and you fail, but at least you tried.
Right.
Yep.
That is a fact. How did you meet your fiance?
Oh God. If you like the thing, you should have put a ring on it.
Yes,
After
congratulations.
like the show or a few years
I met him way after the show. I met him when I moved here. Before I moved here, I had never had a boyfriend. So when I got here, I was like, I'm gonna meet me a nice Southern man. He gonna treat me good. Oh my God, men are men, okay, honey? Like even here, they're just men with an accent. And I was just like, y'all just trash everywhere. Damn. And so my first year here, I got a boyfriend. I was hype. We broke up. He dumped me like a week before my birthday. It was so bad. We were supposed to have a birthday party at his house, so I had to like cancel everything, figure out where we're gonna have a party. Like it was a mess. And so generally, like I'm so dramatic. It's probably the Libra in me. I don't know. But like, I know. What up, Libras? You understand. And I was just like, I'm tired of getting my heart broken. And usually when that happens to me, I won't date for a while. Because I'm like, I'm tired. But like, I was like, you know what? My friends were like, Sabrina, throw yourself back out there right away. And I was like, I don't want to. But I did. So I went to a 90s Christmas party. And he was there with a guy and his wife that I added on Facebook by accident at my birthday party. I was very drunk. I will say that. I drunkenly added him. I walked in. There he was with Addison. Addison's my fiance. And I was like, I don't know him. I was like, I don't know him. So I kept walking by them. Finally, his wife goes, hey, model, I was looking at your pictures. And I was like, I'm so sorry I added you. I was real drunk. And so Addison was just standing there like, he's so shy. Like, he's just like, this is him. He's like, he's like, he's so tall. And so I was just like, so he had on a Boba sorry.
Like that. He has to be taller than her because you're tall.
Yeah.
He's 6'2".
Wow.
He's a giant. Like I'm always like, oh, I can't get that for me. I can't reach. I'm like, he makes me feel like tiny. So delicate.
You're so fragile.
I'm so fragile. Help me. I'm broken. Pick it up for me. Oh, that's me. I'm so weak. We talked all night. We had a good time. Like, it's just like, it's funny. I just told the story the other day and I haven't talked about how we've gotten together in 4 years. So like, I'm like, I just was telling the story the other day and I realized like we went on one date and he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I was like,
yeah.
Do you think it was like love at first sight? Did you feel love at the moment?
It was drunk at first sight. I was like,
you're hilarious.
I legit went home and I was like, what does he look like? Shit. I mean, and I was just like, then we had our first date and I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. And I was like, oh, and we had like, it was just so easy. Like I was very like, okay, we're going to go out. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good, whatever. And I was just like, we went to like 3 or 4 different places that night. Like we hung out so long. I even did I do this thing where I wear red lipstick. So like, I don't like kissing on the first date, but like, I'm wearing red lipstick. You're not gonna kiss me anyway. So it's like a mental thing. We were making out. He looked like he ate a dead squirrel, just like looked like he had blood because he white. So it was just like red everywhere. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, you can't.
Did I
like,
do that?
my lips are huge. I was just like, you know what I mean? I was just like, ooh, sorry. But I mean, yeah, like once we saw each other again, I was like, oh my God, this is magical. And like when dating has been so hard for me so long, I was like trying not to be too excited, but like I was texting all my friends like, he's so good. And everyone was like, calm down, Sabrina. And I was like,
Oh my God,
well,
I'm
you guys,
crying.
that's why. So it was like, oh my God, that's cool.
yeah, he's great. Like, and it's the other day when I was like, oh my God, we went on one date and you're like, be my girlfriend. I was like, do you understand that that's insane? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I can't believe that like left my brain, but yeah, one date. And he was
And
like,
now look at y'all.
Does he tells you like that what he felt at the moment that he decided to actually like be my girlfriend, like when he first met you, like did he ever think like,
What were his feelings when y'all
Yeah.
first dated? What was his feelings that he felt?
I mean, he just was like, he'd never had a girl come up to him like that before. And on our first date, we talked about how bad our exes were. And he was just like, you know, I just want to be with someone that makes me feel good about myself and someone who just has a great personality. And he's like, you know, I couldn't just like pass up on you. You know, he was just like, you're just so funny. And he was just like in it to win it. And he reminded me of yesterday. If he gets drunk, he'll just talk about me, and it's really cute. Like it's so cute. He'll get drunk and he's like, you know what? I love Sabrina. I'm like, I don't deserve you. But yeah, he'll like he reminded me yesterday that when we first started dating, I slept over one night and I was leaving for work, and he goes, okay, I love you. And I was like,
ooh, that was the first time.
yeah. And I was like, he hears me. He goes, I was like, ugh. He's like, I mean, sorry, have a good day. It was so funny. And I was like, I went to work and I was like, he told me he loves me, and I don't know if he meant it. But then that New Year's, because we met in December of 2016, that New Year's, he told me he like loved me to my face, like for the first time. And I was like, like it was so cute. He was like, I love you. And I was like, you're drunk. And he grabs my hand and he's like, no, I love you. I'm in love with you. And I was like my heart fell out of my butt. Like it was so so sweet.
And what did you say? Did you say it back, or it took you a while?
I stared at him for a little while. I was like, I'm an emotional human. I was like, I love you too. And I was just like, oh my God, I have a whole boyfriend. How do I what do I do with it? Do I feed it? Like help. Like that was like the next day I was like, he loves me, you guys. What do I do now? And they're like, love him back. And I was like,
right. I think I'm doing that already.
I was like, and then what do I do? I need the next steps. But yeah, we've been together almost 4 years, which is bananas.
Yes, congratulations.
Hey,
Thank you. And I'm gonna be someone's wife. Ooh.
Yeah, and then someone's mom.
I have a dog. That's whose mom I am.
For now.
I'll be your mom.
Yes, you can.
What made you move from like? Oh, say it.
Nah, go ahead.
What made you move from New York to Florida?
I mean, I lived in New York my whole life, and I just was like,
right.
Because of the show, traveling so much, I was never home, and I was like, why am I paying so much money to be not in my apartment? And I was just like, my depression was really bad at the time, and everyone thought it was because of the show, but I was like, I just couldn't. I was struggling with new attention. Like a lot of people love that, but for me, it was really hard to have all these people paying attention to me, and I was just like, I need a new setting. Like, I don't want to waste this opportunity by spending it like miserable, not working it out. So I packed up my whole life and I moved.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do it. I mean, I'm a very like, I love to plan, but I have these random moments in my life where I'm like, rip the Band-Aid off, do it. Like, apply for a reality show, pack up all your shit and move to a whole other state. And like, I mean, it was, I mean, everyone, like my brother was so, you're gonna hate it, da, 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 da. Like, I can't believe you're leaving. But like, here I am, like living my best life, like moving, like really changed my life for the better. I started working more when I moved because I had a clearer head, and because I was in a happier place, and because like I built something from scratch that felt like home for me instead of like what I was used to. You know what I mean? Because then I met Addison a year later, and I was like, "Hello, I'm a whole person. Let's go out."
Yes.
Move out there, and now you're living your best life. Like you could even see it that you're happy.
I'm so happy. I have my moments where I'm not, because that's just me as a human. But like 90% of the time, I'm like, "Whew, I'm so blessed."
But even when we were working at JCPenney, you always was happy. Like you was the light of the room. Like, you know, Sabrina's here. Like, yeah, like, you know, and it was just like.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Sabrina upset. I've seen her sad. Because you and I was always together, and you were there with me. So it's like, I've seen you, but you were more like happy than upset or sad.
I mean, because like life is too short, and I would rather people remember me for like, wow, Sabrina was so happy, she brought so much joy to our lives. And so I always strive for that. Like, and I mean, we worked in a crazy place. I mean, like, shout out to Bill. Bill, you were freaking crazy. And like, I used to, like, you know, we would fight, and I was like, guys, we work in retail. Like, I'm gonna come into work and be an ass. Like, we are selling towels that we folded 400 times. Who cares?
Right. You and Jen were my favorite. Y'all were my favorite people there.
Aw, hey Jen.
Yes, I know.
Billy, listen, ever since Billy, we all went through him. I'm like, I'm not.
Everybody went through him.
He was.
I know, he was a lot. And it's funny because do you remember Jessica? She was on the visual team too, real skinny blonde. She's still like one of my best friends. Like we talk every single day. Every day we talk. Nice. And I was in her wedding, she's in my wedding. Like,
that is so nice.
Yeah. Yes. So it's like
at JCPenney, you and Jessica.
I what?
Did you girls meet there at the?
Yeah, that was when we met. She moved from Pittsburgh to New York, so I was like the first person like that became friends with her when she moved. And she was like, my mom was so worried, and I was so scared, like I wasn't gonna make any friends. And she always, like, we talk about it all the time. She's like, you just walked into the waiting room, and we're like, hey girl, like, you know. And she's just like, I'll never forget the fact that you just like snatched me up, and we're like, we're friends. And I was like, I know what it's like to be in a new place and you don't know anybody, and I know what it's like not feeling welcome. So yeah, she's my best friend. 11 years later, here we are. Nice. She's got 2 damn kids. We literally talk every single day, even if it's for 2 seconds. We talk every day. It's ridiculous. I'm like, my God, I can never scroll through our conversations. There's no point. I'm like,
we still got some JCPenney friends as well too.
Yeah, like, hey, a treasure.
Today's laughing too. They all like, oh my God, JCPenney.
Yes. Well, actually, when I was filming the show, I was opening the Brooklyn JCPenney.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to film there, and I was working full-time there and full-time filming, so it was bananas. And they were like, we just want to come to your store, but JCPenney was like, we don't know what it's for, so no. But of course, after, when the show was airing, they're like, damn, we should have let her film there. I was like, well,
stupid.
Too late, sorry.
Right, not sorry. Right.
But even after I left, I worked with JCPenney a lot. I did a lot of stuff with them. That's how I walked in New York Fashion Week.
Nice.
4 years ago? It was like 4 years ago, yeah.
And how
they reached out.
It's like walking for the New York fashion.
It's so fun. Like, I love runway. Like, I'm just, just don't bust your ass. That's it. Like, like, I'm like, put those giant shoes on and walk. It's actually harder for me to do a runway in like a sneaker than it is for me to do in like a 4 or 5 inch heel. It makes no sense. But I love runway. The adrenaline of like everyone being there. That fashion show in particular, they flew me to New York for my fitting and they were like, we don't have these shoes. I was like, whatever. I've worn a smaller shoe on the runway. It's fine. I get there. They have a completely different shoe for me. I went from like a platform to like a pointy stiletto, that like one of those like thin heels.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never worn these in my life. So they were so tight. We were standing outside 34. we were at 34th Street where the store is, in 34th Street, and I was just standing there for like 20 minutes in these shoes. I could not feel my toes. And this runway in particular, you had to go up some stairs, like around and around, down the runway, back and back down the stairs. I could not feel my feet. But bitch, I was working and twirling.
Right.
And everyone was like, you look so happy. I got off that runway, I was like, oh.
Right.
I was up there like, oh, yes, hi. And then I got off and I was like, and we had to do it twice.
What?
We had to do it twice. And I was like, is anyone going to pay for my surgery when I cut my toes off? Because
right.
I can't.
Oh my God. So how was it after you was done wearing those shoes? Like, how did you feel?
I wore those shoes for like 3 hours.
Oh my God. Your toes were bleeding?
I was dying because we had to do press and stuff and take pictures. So I was dying, man. I mean, I pulled a Britney Spears. I was barefoot back to the hotel to change. I didn't care. I was like, I can't. I was like, this is disgusting. I had socks on, so it was fine. But I was like, I was like, the things we do. I mean, that's what you do. You wear stuff that doesn't fit. You wear uncomfortable stuff. I did a runway show where they gave me a size 10 sneaker. I'm a size 13.
Wow.
Like you just do it. I don't even know. I don't know how my foot got in this shoe. I was like, okay. And I was just like, my feet were like, I mean, my toes were throwing up gang signs. Like I did not know what was happening. I was like, oh, what? What gang am I in? I was like, oh Jesus. It was true though. It was so true.
Oh my God, I could imagine. That's the worst when
you just do it
hurt and you have to stand and walk.
I mean,
and that runway show too, we were getting our hair and makeup done in a basement. We had to walk all the way across, wait, and go up like a ton of stairs, wait in another hallway, do the runway, and go back down. So it was another like stair thing. Every time I do a runway show where I see stairs now, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be wearing a shoe that sucks. I got it. Like, and I was just walking up the stairs like.
Oh my
but
God.
but every time I look back at pictures of that runway, I'm like smiling, like I'm like so hard, and I was like, bitch, I could not feel my feet.
Oh no.
Oh man.
I mean, you love doing that.
So. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the pain, shit.
That's why I'm like, she loves doing that. So like, it's a passion of hers. So I know you're gonna do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Do what you love.
Yeah.
So.
Do it and complain about it later.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yes.
So, what message would you send out to women feeling insecure about themselves? Because I feel like you're like such an influencer when it comes to that. Like you're
a great icon. Yeah.
Like, you know the right things to say to someone who's feeling like depressed, since you went through that.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say that you don't want the last thing anyone remembers about you is that you hate yourself, and that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And even when you feel great about yourself, there will still be days where you don't, but put on that outfit, go on that date, go to dinner by yourself, do all those things, because when you put things off because, oh, I'm too old or I'm too this, like in 4 years or 3 years, I'll be 40 years old. The thing I still didn't do, I'll still turn 40 years old. You know what I mean? Like
right.
at the end of the day, just go for it. And like your journey's your journey. Don't try to emulate other people. What works for me might not work for somebody else. But if things bother you, like get off social media, stop looking at pictures of these girls with their edited photos. Right. You think they look good. They don't look that good in real life, a lot of them. And it's like, don't let that make you feel bad about yourself. You don't have to be anybody but yourself. There's only one of you. Be
Amen,
you.
Girl. Go on, girl. That's true.
I mean,
that's so true. It's because, we have social media, and then we have these celebrities like the Kardashians that got a whole brand new body, and it's just like, don't be mad. They bought that, they're trying to look like us. We have the curves, it's like they're trying to be somebody that they're not. So Just
and
be
it's like
okay.
not everybody can afford to go buy a new body, and
Exactly.
I feel so bad for people who are like, I want to look like that, and it's like, why look like you we look, God made us all different for a reason.
Exactly. You're
like
beautiful
if we
the
were
way you are.
Yeah, and it's like if you want to change stuff, do it, but don't do it because someone's telling you look bad or something like that. Do things for you. As soon as you start making changes and doing things for the sake of other people, you're never going to be happy ever, because it's always about someone. It has to be about you. You have to be selfish with yourself.
Yep.
I agree with
Go ahead, girl. Sip on that, whatever you're sipping on.
You know what? I know you always go live a lot on Instagram.
Oh my God.
Right? You do go live.
Yeah, I do. I think it's random.
I think that you should like speak, like the more you speak about that, it's like more like, I don't know. I feel like
you should influence more people.
Yeah.
That's what she means. Like motivate. Like everything you just said to us and that summary, like continue, keep going. Because you know there is a lot of big female that's not confident. That's you know, that they don't know how to dress their body appropriate because they just feel out of place. Like,
and it's so crazy to me because plus size fashion is so much better now. So when I meet girls who are smaller than me and they're like, I can't wear that, I'm like, I have the biggest butt on the planet. Someone should do a Guinness Book of World Planet. I mean, Guinness World Record.
That's how your fiance fell in love with that ass.
He was not a butt man until he met me. He was like,
oh, he's not a butt man? Oh.
He was not.
Oh,
but
he wasn't. Like, but now, he's seen it exactly.
Shit, my dog is too. He lays on my butt shelf. It's so rude.
I'm my God.
Like, what are you doing back there? And he just lays across my body and he smiles.
It's comfortable.
And he's just like, a lot of those pictures you see me posting of my dog smiling, he's laying on my butt.
Oh my God.
Living his best life.
Right.
I'm just like, get off of there. But yeah, I'm like, who cares? Like, I wear so much stuff that people think is crazy. Did you see that big old necklace I was wearing the other day? Like, that necklace was like down here. My brother on Facebook was like, you're the only person that could pull off this wild shit. Like, he's like, I would never in my life. But I mean, like, look at this. Like, I wear weird crap and I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
and you do amazing with it.
Right.
Thank you. I'm just like, listen, we can't be buried with our feelings, you know what I mean? So
right, it's true.
Okay, yeah, it's hard. I mean, like I said, I have my days where I struggle, but I mean, it helps to like be with a partner who like every day he tells me I'm beautiful, and I'm like, even when I look so crusty, he'll be like, hey, beautiful, and I'm like, you're a liar, but okay. But then like I stop myself and I'm like, thank you. I've learned how to say thank you and not like make a shitty comment back. That even took a while, you know, but also like I'm gonna be 37 years old. Like, it took me a long time to get here. Like, this ain't new, you know what I mean? So when people talk to me from the past, I'm like, you know, old Sabrina, you don't know new Sabrina. So it took me a long time to get here, and I love being able to like share my journey with people and give them advice and stuff, because I'm like, I say the things I wish someone said to me when I was young. Like, nobody told me it got better. No one told me like, literally none of these people saying these things to you matter. Like, no one told me that. And if I knew that, I probably would have like lived so much better instead of like living a little quiet, which is why I'm so loud now.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, girl. We loud on this side.
Well, you guys are Spanish. You can't help it. It's built in.
That's true. That's true. I ain't gonna argue with you.
I was telling her, like, you know how I have an accent? Like, I was like, first it was her last name and then another word, and then she's like, I get it.
Yes, I get it too. And I remember you used to be so self-conscious about your accent, and you would like not want to talk sometimes. I'd be like, girl, first of all, I speak Spanglish. I know what you're saying. And second, who cares? I used to like they'd be like, I don't understand what she's saying. I'm like, because you're racist and you're not listening. She's speaking English. Like, shut up.
Right.
Like, okay,
right.
Sabrina.
They understand that. Like, bitch.
Yeah. And I'm like, repeat what you said. And she'd be like, oh, and I'd be like, say it again. That's fine. That's why we got along, because I would always just be like, you guys suck. Her accent's not even that thick, you assholes. Like, they'd be like, what did Parina say? You don't know what she said. You know what she said. Shut up.
You know.
That's so funny. But no, sometimes I still be like, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Sometimes I just be like, whatever.
It'd
Just
be
say
like that.
it. It'd be like that. They'll figure it the fuck out.
Right. Every day I get made fun of because my accent. Ask me if I care. Oh well. You understand me?
Oh well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's right. I'm speaking words, right? You know my
Right.
words.
Even with my
Figure it
Spanish.
out.
My Spanish is horrible. And I'm like, as long as we understand what we talking about, we good. And they start laughing. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
true.
Like, we good. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Right. We could communicate. That's all. That's all that matters. Right. See.
And I asked a famous question.
So I like to ask, if you had one thing in the world that you would change, what would it be and why?
I would change. Is that a dog?
Yes.
Sorry, I love dogs. Sorry. Me, I would change puppies. No, see,
No,
ADD.
he's a pig. That's not a puppy.
It is a puppy. All dogs are puppies. I would change racism and prejudice. I wish that, obviously, not to like, I'm not on some like, I don't see color, let's erase color, but I wish we lived in a world where things that happened in the 50s weren't happening now, and that people would just stop for a second and accept people who, black, white, Spanish, Russian, gay, bi, trans, where we could just all live in a world together, because we do. And I just wish I could like get into the minds of the people who aren't accepting and just be like, the only difference between us is parts, but we're both human, we both bleed. Like, I wish I could change that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's a good answer.
Yeah, I love it. I love that answer.
Thanks.
Well, I was so excited to have you, and I'm like, Nana, we're gonna get Sabrina. Thank you for accepting the invite.
Of course.
And
Episode 69. Just kidding. It's 89. I'm just going to keep calling it 69.
Look at you. You wouldn't want to be 69, you freaky.
I mean, you missed that, but I said to her, I was like, why couldn't I get episode 69? I'm so gross.
Don't worry, I'll call you back at 169.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing better things too. Because not right now, you're busy and all that, so.
I am busy. It's funny. I did like this week has been like live and interview crazy, but I love doing this stuff. Like, I love talking. Duh. So like, it's fine with me. I'm like, I always have time to talk, honey.
You feel me? Nobody mad at that.
Right.
Because it's not like you talking nonsense, you know. So
yeah, we're talking about life and stuff. We're talking about the good stuff.
Right. So, I know I'm sorry I joined late, but I'm glad I made it for a little bit.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. So when I
was like, yay.
When I introduced her first, I was like, you know how I always say, yeah, just give me juice for
yeah.
me. I was like, Nana's not here.
It's good. She was like, I'm all alone and I'm so scared. I think you felt that. Yeah. I mean, I was hoping you were going to have like a little cotton ball in your mouth or something weird. Like, ooh, no. Hey, Addison, come say hi.
I pull out my tooth, but it should be there on and
Don't
off.
Don't do it. There's nothing worse than your tooth hurting.
Yeah, I know. But
nothing
with Corona, ain't nothing open if it's not emergency.
Yeah. And you wouldn't want to go anyway. Where are you? Oh, there's a white hand on me.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Nana.
I'm Rena. She's like, my hands on me.
I was like, I know. They said hi.
Silly. Sabrina, just don't forget about us little people, okay?
Oh my God, you're not little people. You're not, and I never would. I don't forget about anybody. I pretty much like I saw someone who I hadn't seen in a long time, and they were like, it's really funny because I was expecting you to be so like different, and I was like, I'm different because I've grown, but I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not one of those people who's like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I'm always so weirded out when people come up to me, even living here, and they recognize me. And it's like, I get a little embarrassed because I'm like, oh, like my coworkers make fun of me. They're like, oh, all day, for like a week. They're like, can I take a picture with you, Sabrina? I like your outfit, Sabrina. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, it's so weird. And I'm like, and when I meet people, they're like, you're you're everything I thought you'd be. And I'm like, well, yeah, like I would hope so, you know. So right. I'm glad that I didn't change, because I mean, it is kind of scary. You have to change a little bit, but it's so weird. It's just like, it's so weird. It's
but a very strange thing. For the better. It's not like you change for the worse, you know.
Yeah, I'm not like stuck up or like nobody talk to me. I can't post this because it's just, you know, I need numbers. Right. Never. As soon as I start doing that, call me out on it. But never. I'm just like, you know, my stories are always full of like there's so many people who think I work for all these small businesses that I share in my stories, but I'm like, no, it's just like, I love to see women winning, especially and women of color, and I love to see people like live their dreams. So, you know, I'm always like, you post something, I put it on my stories, and the people are like, do you work for them? No, I just am happy for them. And, you know, we all work hard on our craft, and like it should be celebrated.
Yep.
That is true.
Yeah. Even if one person sees it, who cares? You worked, and you love it, and someone saw it, and that's all that matters.
Yep, that's how me and Rena was. It was just me and her celebrating our billboard and posters and stuff.
That was so cool. That was so cool. I was like, yeah. I was like, this is so cool. I shared that in my stories too. I was like, oh my God, we used to work together. This is so cool. Yeah. I was like, yeah, it was so cool. It's exciting. I mean, that's how I would start conversations. Did you see my billboard?
Right.
It's cool.
Some people be like, oh, you famous now? So you think you're famous? I'm like, what?
And you should be like, I don't think I am. I am.
Right. Right.
You're like, yeah. And it's just, you know, I'm proud of you guys, you know, because it's awesome what you guys are doing. And like I said earlier, like you just have to start stuff and do it, and it grows, you know. It's
started
not
from the bottom, now we here.
That's right. You just have to push the button and do it. And a lot of people are so scared to do that, because especially in social media where everything's like instant gratification, and there's people that go viral. Like I said this on Twitter one day, I was like, don't worry about going viral. Don't worry about doing things, like just do you, and your audience will come, your numbers will build, like brands will come. Like there's stuff I've done that people were like, I couldn't even get that, and I have more followers than you. And it's like, it's nothing to do with numbers. It's about the people doing the thing. So just keep being you guys. Keep giving people the juice.
Yeah.
See what I did there? See what I did there?
Yes. I got water. I don't got no.
That's still something to drink.
I'm drinking gin and ginger ale.
I never had gin and ginger ale.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I always had it with like lemonade.
See, it just looks like ginger ale, so nobody knows the difference.
Right.
That's how I got really saucy on the live I did yesterday, the first one. I just kept drinking, and I was like, I'm getting really like, woo! Nobody noticed, because that's my personality anyway, but I was like, I should put this down. But I was like,
I know, I see you keep sipping and putting down, but putting it back up. You're going to be drunk by the time you finish.
No, it takes a lot.
Oh. Okay.
I'm like a frat boy. Keg stands. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, what? Never.
You're so silly.
I try.
Well, that's cool, though. Yo, this is Gimme the Juice with Rena.
And Nana.
You can find us at iTunes, Google Play, YoYoHer.com, iHeartRadio.
At all platforms. We international, baby.
YoYoHer.com.
Yeah.
You're heard.
Give me the juice, give me the juice. Give me the juice, give me the juice. Give me the juice, give me the juice. I'm a bad. Give me the juice, dame el jugo.